Good morning and welcome to the regular meeting of City Council for Tuesday, January 5th, 2021. I have a meeting announcement. Council will continue to meet virtually until further notice. All meetings will be live streamed on the City Channel Pittsburgh YouTube channel. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Reverend Burgess.
Here.
Mr. Coghill.
Here.
Ms. Gross.
Here.
Mr. Kraus. Mr. Lavelle.
Here.
Mr. O'Connor.
Here.
Ms. Strasburger.
Here.
Mr. Wilson.
Here.
Mrs. Kell-Smith, President.
Here.
9 members present.
Thank you. As we join from our remote locations, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance and remain for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, our next order of business is proclamation. We have one from Councilman Coghill.
Madam President.
Thank you, Councilman. Good morning.
Good morning.
Councilman Coghill presents. 1 second.
Take your time.
Councilman, wait a minute. Councilman Coghill presents, be it further resolved that the mayor and the council of the city of Pittsburgh does hereby declare Thursday, January 7th, 2021 to be Mike Gable Day in the city of Pittsburgh.
We have a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
And Councilman Coghill, did you want to say anything?
You know what? I just wanted to say we will be doing a more formal ceremony for the director on Thursday afternoon in the mayor's office. But yeah, well deserved.
Thank you. And are members invited to that?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Okay, and I just want to thank, do any other members want to say anything? Okay, seeing that, I just want to thank Director Gable for his work, especially in the parks. He's up until yesterday, he was still helping our district with some things. So I want to thank him very much for his work and hope that he has a great retirement and enjoys his time fishing and his family. That we took a vote, correct? We vote? Okay. And the next, thank you. So the next order is a will of council from, I'm sorry, the next thing we have is a will of council from Councilwoman Strasburg.
Councilwoman, do you want it read in its entirety?
No, thank you. Just the last two,
Okay.
please.
Councilman Strasburger presents, now therefore be it resolved that the council of the city of Pittsburgh does hereby urge the Pennsylvania General Assembly and the state Senate to join the Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative and further support reduction in greenhouse gas emissions across our Commonwealth and country. Be it further resolved that a copy of this will of council shall be sent to the Allegheny County delegation of the Pennsylvania State House and Senate, the chairs and minority chairs of the State House and Senate Environmental Resources and Energy Committees, Governor Tom Wolf, and the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection.
Thank you. Can we have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Second.
Councilwoman?
Thank
Oh,
you,
sorry.
Madam President.
Can I just say all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Councilwoman, go ahead.
Thank you, Madam President. I'll just quickly say that this is something that is going to make a huge impact when it comes to reducing carbon and climate emissions in the Northeast. Since 2008, every other New England and Northeast state has been part of this cap and trade program to sort of ratchet down the level of carbon emissions from power plants. And it's been really, really successful. If you read the proclamation or the will of council in its entirety, you'll see how successful it's been. And in 2008, it has a special place in my heart because it was one of the first campaigns I worked on when I was an environmental advocate. And no one ever thought Pennsylvania would join, and here we are joining. So it's really good news. It's going to make a huge difference in tackling not just climate emissions, but air quality is a huge issue in southwestern Pennsylvania. And as we ratchet down emissions of other sorts, the harmful kind of air quality air pollution emissions are also going to be eliminated in some ways. So there's a public comment period out now, which is why this is timed for now. It closes in a few weeks, and this rule is going through the rulemaking process, but hopefully there are no hiccups and we join in short order.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Any other members? Seeing none, we'll now move on to our next order of business. Let me log on, my phone logged on. And our next order of business is public comment. I would like to remind everyone that the rules of council state that comments are limited to matters of concern, official action, or deliberations which are or may be before city council. And our first speaker is Ikahana. Is she on?
Greetings of peace, light, and love. My title is Ikahana Halmikina, the Grand Inca of the Iroquois Confederacy of Aborigine American People. It is a pleasure to be before City Council speaking on behalf of all Aborigine American people in the Americas, North, South, Central, and her beautiful island. It is of an urgent nature that City Council and all public officials who have taken oaths to support, protect, and defend the Constitution, which we are mentioned in Article 1, Section 2, Clause 3 of the Constitution, and excluding Indians not taxed. We are the Aborigine American people of America. We are the rightful heirs to our land. We are the stewards of our land. The devastating thing that has occurred is there has been an interruption in our natural progression and our natural inclination to take care of our land. We have been forcibly assimilated into a system that is foreign to our people. We have been controlled, manipulated, and assimilated into a system that we reject openly. Let our voices be heard. Let our sentiments of our ancestors be revitalized. We are here to reclaim, reestablish, and repair and redress all of the ill-conceived policies that were enacted by political figures who misused the Indians, the Aborigines of America. We will revitalize our culture, and it is your duty to make a path to see to it that we are given the respect that we deserve in our own land. The time is now, and I urge each of you to do your due diligence to provide an avenue in which the Aborigine American people will be protected in our sacred land. Do respond to those emails that you do have, each of you. Anthony Coghill, we've had a great conversation, but it cannot fall upon deaf ears. We are not finished speaking with each of you. So it's your due diligence not to have one conversation, but many. One conversation is not merely enough to fix the wrongs that have taken place in the Americas. Injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. Justice delayed is justice denied, and we will not be denied. For we are the Aborigine American people, and it is my duty as the chief.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Kota Kibe.
And like I'm Kota Kibe of the Iroquois Confederacy of Aborigine American People. Today, I would like to remind City Council members of the rights that we have in the old maxim of laws. States that ignorance of the law is no excuse. So I'm going to recite a little bit from the American Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People at Article 8. which states all of our peoples, including communities, have the right to belong to one or more of our nation states. And that's in accordance with the identity, traditions, customs, and systems belonging to each nation state of Aborigine people. And no discrimination from any municipality, state, or government of any kind may arise from the exercise of this right. Therefore, our judicial personality is secured, and states must and shall recognize fully the juridical personality of our people, and respecting indigenous forms of organization and promoting the full exercise of the rights as recognized in the American Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, the United Nations Declarations on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, and first and foremost, the Constitution for the United States of America, which all people are bound to coming into America or the United States. And as Ikahana stated earlier, we have the right, as stated in Article 10, to reject assimilation that has been going on in America since the arrival of Europeans and others in our land. And our people have the right to maintain, express, and freely develop our cultural identity in all respects, free from any form of external assimilation that may be conducted by the state, federal government, and or the municipalities thereof. And states and those municipalities of those states shall not carry out, adopt, or support, or favor any policy of assimilation of indigenous peoples or the destruction of our cultures. And we have the protections against genocide. The United States has a long history of genocide on our people. And everyone who comes into the United States are bound by the Constitution for the United States, which binds the several states. And we are, as outlined in Article 1, Section 2, Clause 3, it states, and excluding Indians not taxed, meaning we're not under that system, but you guys are bound to work diligently and harmoniously with our people. And we need to have and continue our meetings. And with that being stated, I yield the rest of my time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day. And that concludes our list of registered speakers, and we'll move on to the next order of business, which is the presentation of papers. Councilman Reverend Ricky Burgess, Chair of Urban Recreation.
No new papers, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilman. Good morning.
Morning.
Councilman Oakhill, Chair of Public Works.
No new papers, Madam President.
Thank you. Good morning, Councilman. Councilwoman Gross, Chair of Intergovernmental Affairs.
Madam President,
Thank you. Good morning, Councilwoman.
good morning.
Councilwoman Gross presents Bill number 1030, resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an administrative order on consent with the Pittsburgh Water and Sewer Authority and the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency in order to implement requirements associated with a NPDES stormwater permit.
Madam Clerk, there are several requests from the administration on this bill. They have requested that we Rule 8 the bill, but also requested that there be an executive session. First I'll move to hold an executive session. on this
Second.
Bill.
Any discussion? Okay. All in favor? No, do we
Aye.
vote?
We vote on the executive session.
The executive session. Okay, and then Councilman Gross, your second motion is to,
First, we didn't vote on the executive session.
I thought we just said aye. Okay.
We said second. I didn't hear any ayes, did we?
Aye.
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 Thank you. And then secondly, they're requesting a waiver of Rule 8 so that it appears on tomorrow's standing committee. And I'll just say before I make the motion that these are kind of long-standing, complex, moving parts that many of us are directly affected by and our constituents are directly affected by and have been evolving over the last several years. But who does what for stormwater, flooding, all of these kinds of things. This is the MS4. I always forget what it really stands by. It's how we interact with state and federal law at the local level. And I'm sure Councilwoman Strasburg has been dealing with these issues throughout this past year to get to this part of the agreement. So with that, I'll motion to waive Rule 8 so that this bill 1030 can appear on tomorrow's standing committee agenda.
We have a motion. We have do we have a second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Was there any discussion other than Councilwoman Gross? Okay, though the bills will appear on the standing committee agenda. And we have Councilman Kraus, Chair of Human Resources.
No new papers, Madam President.
Okay, thank you, Councilman. Good morning.
Thank
And we
you.
have Councilman Lavelle, Chair of Finance and Law.
Madam President.
Thank you, Councilman.
Councilman Lavelle presents Bill number 1031, resolution to authorize and direct the incurring of non-electoral debt through the issuance of a series of general obligation bonds of the city in the maximum aggregate principal amount of $64,655,000. Bill number 1032, resolution amending resolution number 507 of 2019, vacating a portion of Colwell Street and portions of Arrow Way in the 3rd Ward, 6th Council District of the city by extending the expiration date of the payment from the property owners to the treasury of the city from 150 days to 605 days from the effective date of the resolution, August 1st of 2019.
Thank you. And Councilman O'Connor, Chair of Public Safety Services.
Thank you, Madam President.
Councilman O'Connor presents Bill number 1034, resolution authorizing the city to enter into a corporation agreement with the Pittsburgh Water and Sewer Authority to coordinate various storm water and trail improvements in the 4 Mile Run watershed.
Thank you. And we have Councilwoman Strasburger, Chair of Innovation, Performance, and Asset Management.
No new papers, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilwoman. And we have Councilman Wilson, Chair of Land Use and Economic Development.
No new papers, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilman. And myself, the Chair of Hearings, have one communication.
Council President Kel Smith presents Bill number 1033, communication from Kevin Paulus, Director of the Office of Management and Budget, submitting an acting pay approval for David Hutchinson for the acting pay policy revised in June of 2018.
Can I have a motion to read, receive, and file?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And now we'll move on to our next, to the unfinished business. Is there any unfinished business before council? Seeing none, the next order of business is reports of committee for final action. We have no final actions, so we'll move on to motions and resolutions. And I have meeting announcements. Council will, let me put my glasses on. Council will hold a cablecast public hearing this afternoon at 1:30 p.m. relative to Bill 926 as it relates to a Golden Triangle Subdistrict conditional use. Tomorrow, Wednesday, January 6th, council will hold our standing committees meeting at 10 a.m. Also, tomorrow, council will hold a cablecast public hearing at 2 p.m. on Bill 959 as it relates to an intermunicipal liquor license transfer for Pizza Palomero. And Councilman Strasburg, I think you're chairing that one, right?
That's correct.
Okay. And Councilman Lavelle is chairing the one today. And so to register to speak at these meetings, please fill out the sign-up form in its entirety on the council meeting webpage at pittsburghpa.gov/clerk/council-meetings. You may also register by calling the city clerk's office at 412-255-2138. Registration deadlines are as follows. For today's public hearings it's at 11:30 a.m. For the standing committee meeting tomorrow, it's at 9 a.m. on Wednesday morning. And for tomorrow's public hearing, the registration deadline is for Wednesday at noon. And do we have anything from the members?
Madam President,
Yes.
are we wanting to hold the executive session today before it is discussed tomorrow on the agenda?
If we can get it scheduled today, and if members can make themselves available, the majority members, if we can do that. Let's get it scheduled and see if we can get it scheduled. Okay.
Madam President, may I? I'd appreciate that. And then also members have an email from the law department
saw.
with some background that invites them to call and get any further information.
Thank you. And so Madam Clerk, you'll schedule that today, right? Okay, thank you. And so now can I have anything else from members?
Madam President?
Yes, Councilman Coghill.
No, I just wanted to add, I was informed about Director Gable's, proclamation on Thursday. I'm sure all council members are invited. I just wanted to make sure they knew it was at 12:30. I think, I'm not sure, I guess in the hallway or in the mayor's office, socially distanced, of course. And I also wanted to add, I wanted to have a cake and ice cream and send Director Gable off in the right way, but we obviously can't do that this year. And he was very persistent as to he doesn't want, any big deal made, and I wanted to grant him that wish. So that's all. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. And I think it would be nice if we did something from council for him. So maybe, Madam Clerk, I'll talk to you and Councilman Colco about that after. Can we have a motion to excuse the absent members, approve the minutes, and adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. Meeting's adjourned.
Thanks, everybody.